As we enter into Columbia Cemetery main gate, we head south and come to little Paula Bartholin's grave. Her parents had this sculpture cast of a lollipop dedicated to a painting she laughed at just before her death at 2 years old. A beautiful dedication on the stone of William Pierce Sale, 1844 to 1906. Adieu, vain world, I've seen enough of thee, and now I am careless what thou sayest of me. The smiles I count not, nor thy frowns do I fear. My cares are past, and I rest quiet here. What faults you saw in me, take care to shun. And looked at home, there's enough to be done. William Harvey Cheltenham, England, 1756. Julia Ellen Sale, 1846 to 1928. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. She reacheth forth her hand to the needy. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Let her own works praise her in the gates. Proverb 31. Ida Alice Wiley, beloved wife of William Edwin Wiley, 1864 to 1894. We cannot measure life by years, but by deeds and noble impulses. Columbia Cemetery was founded here in Boulder, Colorado, 1870, by Columbia Masonic Lodge number 14, with more than 3,000 grave markers, many styles, materials, and degrees of craftsmanship. The lodge purchased this 10-acre tract of land from Marinus G. Smith and wife Anna, April 28, 1870. A few weeks later, the first burial was placed. Anna Eggleston, May 16, 1870. Nearly 6,500 persons are interred here, many unknown, unmarked due to early burials and mass graves. Early photographs show cowboys herding cattle through the headstones. In the early 1900s, the Masons put newfound profit into the cemetery grounds, put up a fence, laying out new streets, and planting trees. a grand memorial stone for Congressman Richard Whiteley and his wife Mary. His family migrated here and he received instruction and studied law. He established his practice in Georgia. He was opposed to secession. He joined the Confederate Army. He was a member of the Constitutional Convention in 1867, but unsuccessful thereafter. He moved here to Boulder in 1877 and resumed law till his death in 1890 at 59 years old. Marinus C. Smith and wife Anna, 1819 to 1901 and 1823 to 1874, the cemetery land was purchased from the Smiths for $200. Gold rusher, farmer, and original owners of the cemetery land. Dorothy Gay Howard, a strong-willed teen, left home in 1953 from Phoenix, Arizona, possibly to visit an aunt living in Denver's Cap Hill neighborhood. She never arrived. Dorothy may have encountered Harvey Glattman in Denver, a suspected serial convict. She was the oldest of 3 sisters born in the Texas Panhandle. They then moved to Phoenix for greener pastures. Dorothy married her first husband at 15 years with her parents' permission, but got divorced and married again without her family knowing. The family found out after she disappeared. She worked as a live-in nanny in Phoenix, the last her family heard from her, reporting her missing when she didn't show up to take her sister to the movies. Dorothy was very willful and had run away from home before. They had thought she didn't want to see them again. "We always waited to hear from her," her family replied. Her last letter was an envelope of money and read, "Here's some money to help out. Signed, Love Always Dot." They also said about Dorothy, once she decided on a course of action, it would take heaven and earth to stop her. "55 years after being buried as Jane Doe, a DNA sample was taken from a last living relative and found to match. Residents raised funds for her Jane Doe marker, and then her final gravestone was added. She was found to have passed from blunt force trauma. Her life may have been slain by serial convict Harvey Glattman, serving time in Colorado for confessing to taking the lives of 3 women, including one found 3/4 mile from Dorothy's body. May love and light shine now upon Dorothy and her family. And here rests a family of early pioneer physicians: Charles E. Lowry, 1855 to 1894, Mary F. Lowry, 1856 to 1941, and son Sanford J. Lowry, 1891 to 1892. Infamous Western lawman, world champion steer wrestler, and convict Thomas "Tom" Horn Jr., resting here next to his parents, Charles and Elizabeth Horn, 1852 to 1930 and 1854 to 1940. Tom Horn was born in 1861. He left school early to escape an abusive father. By 17, he had already been a railroad laborer, wage and stagecoach driver, then a U.S. Army scout, playing a part in the surrender of Geronimo in 1886 by negotiating terms with the chief. In 1888, he became a ranch hand and champion steer wrestler. Soon he was a sheriff in Colorado before working for the Pinkerton Detective Agency for 4 years, taking 17 lives. In 1894, he was in Wyoming working as a cattle detective for local beef barons for $500, taking each cattle rustler. He didn't like thieves, leaving a rock under their lying head. He used a buffalo gun. In 1898, he joined the cavalry in support of the Spanish-American War to be in charge of Teddy Roosevelt's pack trains of Rough Riders. In 1901, he was accused of ambushing and taking the life of Willie Nickel. Willie's father was trying to introduce sheep to the region of Wyoming cattle ranges. It was believed he was hired to take out Willie's father, but mistook Willie for his father instead. Some believe he was set up, but later arrested for bragging about the crime to a U.S. Marshal in a state of intoxication. His sentence was to hang. He escaped from the Cheyenne jail, but recaptured and spent a few months weaving the rope that would swing his body. Here, resting next to his wife Elizabeth, Captain David H. Nichols, the 8th Lieutenant Governor of Colorado, 1893 and 1895, under Davis Hanson Waite. Born in Vermont, he served in the Mexican-American War, then moving to Colorado, elected sheriff in 1859, but was called to join the 3rd Colorado Volunteer Cavalry by Territorial Governor Evans in 1864. He participated in the infamous Sand Creek Massacre on November 29, 1864. Soon after, he was elected to the territorial legislature, giving up position of sheriff. He was a member of the Masonic Lodge 14 and instrumental in bringing University of Boulder to Boulder. David Nichols served on the Board of Commissioners for the Colorado State Penitentiary for 19 years. He passed at his home in 1900, December 17th, at age 79 years. There are many unmarked graves, 248 casualties of the Mexican-American War, 16 Civil War soldiers, and others, such as Colorado University Medical School cadavers, remains buried in mass graves in this cemetery. In my second part to this cemetery video, I will include these and more extraordinary stories. Please push the like and subscribe buttons. Helps me on my journalism journey. and I shall see you in my next tale from beyond. Love and light to you and everyone here at this peaceful pioneer resting place.